Sign up to the SBR Network and use your free daily bet points to earn real-world prizes. Click on the page and start winning now. Hi, Warren SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are continuing our coverage of the 2014 Stanley Cup playoffs. Right now we are talking with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com, and we're going to cover the Eastern Conference Finals right now. Rangers and Montreal. Awesome series, interesting lines. Joe, thanks for being back with us.
Thank you, Peter. Let's go. Let's pick some winners.
All right, let's pick some winners. Before we do it, just give an 8-second promo for OffshoreInsiders.com.
I'd be happy to do longer, but no, Offshore Insiders, I'm actually approaching my 26th year. I think I said 27th before. 26th anniversary is coming up in a couple weeks of my picks being public, going back to the Scorephone days. Joe Duffy's picks at OffshoreInsiders.com.
All right, awesome. Now let's pick some winners. Rangers at Montreal is the matchup. Interesting lines, very impressive wins by both these teams, actually. In my opinion, a little bit more impressive that Montreal beat the Bruins in 7 games, getting a win on the road. The Rangers, you know, the Penguins do have a history of underachieving in the playoffs. They also got shut out twice by Marc-Andre Fleury. So I'm looking at this. I was expecting Montreal to be a reasonably modest, at least, favorite here, especially with home ice. And home ice is a huge deal. In some series, it's not. Obviously, we've seen in the LA-Anaheim series, home ice doesn't mean anything. Basically, Montreal has a huge home ice edge, though. Traditionally, in the playoffs, they're just minus 106 to win this series at Pinnacle. The Rangers are minus 104. I'm looking at this. Montreal has home ice. Their win over Boston is more impressive to me than the Rangers' win over the Penguins. And Montreal, 2 series back, coming off a sweep. The Rangers, 2 series back, also coming off another 7-game series. I'm thinking we love Montreal at minus 106. What do you think, Joe Duffy?
Now, Peter, I would have to agree with you. I would have expected it to open much higher than that. But then again, when you're talking about the conference finals, obviously it should be tough. You can make a strong argument for either team. You know, the Rangers are clearly finally getting it together. They got their power play clicking a little bit in their final 3 games, although still overall their power play has to be a question mark. Carey Price, we know that he's had some playoff struggles before this year, but you really can't discount the fact that he won a gold medal, which shows his big game capabilities. Also should be big confidence-wise for him, because with him, I think it's really been more of a confidence factor. In the case of Henrik Lundqvist, remember, I said this before the playoffs. Lundqvist, great regular season, and he's actually played well in the first 2 rounds. But now it's kind of where his tipping point is, his Peter principle. Can he finally come up big in the final 2 rounds? And because Lundqvist has struggled in Montreal more than any other city, I'm going to have to agree with you that Montreal laying the cheap price would be the play here.
All right, so we always have to ask this question whenever we think we're seeing a line that's significantly off, as both of us seem to believe here. Why then is the line so short? Why are the Rangers close to dead even with Montreal, despite not having home ice?
Well, despite the fact, with Price did extremely well in the Olympics, I think people are always going to look at the goaltenders first, and why, as I said, Lundqvist still has to show he can win in the final 2 rounds. I think most observers, the odds makers, give the Rangers the edge in goal, although that could turn out to not necessarily be the case. And the Rangers still have those veterans. They're waiting for Rick Nash to put the puck in the net, but Nash has turned out to be almost Bob Gainey. He's done pretty well in the defensive zone. Brad Richards has finally come alive for the Rangers. We know, as the announcers kept pointing out, he was a healthy scratch this time last year. And it may not necessarily be politically correct to be too critical of Martin St. Louis right now, but the truth is St. Louis has to come up bigger, but we know that he's got a heck of a resume. So the Rangers do have the veterans, and the fact that they showed with their backs to the wall, they played their best hockey against Pittsburgh. They won in Game 7 against Philadelphia. The Rangers have shown with their backs to the wall they can win. Not that Montreal didn't do the same thing, but now I am surprised. But the Rangers, I think, still have the edge in goal, and they do have some proven veteran leaders.
I don't know, man. The Rangers got shut out twice against Pittsburgh and Marc-Andre Fleury, a team not known for their defense at all.
Keep in mind that the Rangers didn't exactly have an easy road here. They became the first team since 1989, and back in 1989, teams always played back-to-back, but because of some scheduling flukes, they twice played back-to-back in each one of their series. They played back-to-back, so they played 7 playoff games in 11 days, 5-7. So they've had to overcome quite a lot themselves, and really the best thing for the Rangers is they got production out of their 3rd and 4th lines, and the deeper you go into the playoffs, that's big as well. But this will be the first time in the playoffs where the Rangers, if anything, might have a little bit of a rest edge. Although, conversely, they did play 3 more games this postseason, so that's debatable, but it might at least be even. The fact that Montreal had to clinch a day later. But no, all in all, I agree. We're in agreement that the line is much lower than I expected, especially since Montreal does have the home ice.
All right, awesome preview. Joe Duffy agreeing with me that Montreal at -106, just -106 to win the series is the play with value. Thanks so much, Joe.